Hi guys, you want to know one of the easiest ways to work with log footage or HLG footage for your Panasonic cameras, or pretty much for any camera for that matter? Of course you do. Why would you click on this video if you didn't want to know that? Anyway, let's just get straight into it. By the way, it's a Paul Leeming Lut. Here we go. So it's about 11 p.m. here in Toronto. The wife and kids are in bed. I got some Sam Adams here, so let's talk about colors, shall we? Now, I recently did a video I will link up here somewhere about getting your Sony colors accurate using the Paul Leeming Lut. So I've decided to make a Panasonic version because really, the Panasonic is the camera I use the most. I use the GH5, but this will apply to pretty much any Panasonic camera you can buy. The Paul Leeming Lut is just a marvel. I love the man. I've never met him. He hasn't paid me for anything. It'd be nice if he sent some money my way. It'd be nice if any of you sent money my way. But I love Paul Leeming because what he's done is made my life so much easier. Now, I am not a professional colorist. I don't colorist things for the movies, but this is why you should listen to me. Hear me out on this. If I can make things look good, think about what you, with a functioning brain, can do. It's fantastic. So Paul Leeming, he's created basically a corrective LUT. So what you do is you have your log footage or your HLG footage, put in the parameters that he tells you to put in. I'll tell you what those are in a second. And then you put it into your stinking old computer there, you press a button, and then boom, your footage is corrected. Now here's the caveat, is that you need to white balance properly. So come on, you should always white balance properly. So what you do is you get yourself one of these gray cards, like this. But I have one of the professional X-Rite color checkers here, and you see that? Because I'm loaded with money. I like to use that to white balance, but the truth is this thing is going to do a pretty good job as well. And you white balance it, and then you set your zebras. Now, I like to set the zebras to skin tones. So according to the Paul Leeming Lut, the zebra you should set is 75. 75 to the skin tones, you get those little stripes across your face at about 75, and then you know that you're good to go. So you turn your light up or down until you get the zebras just right, and then that's it. It is that simple. You plug it. You know what? Let's go to the computer. I will show you how technically accurate this is. So here's the thing. I have one of these fancy color checkers. Like I said, right? Remember when I told you I was rich? I bought one of these things. They're like $200 Canadian. So that's a lot of money. So you don't have to get one of these things when you have the Paul Leeming Lut. Now, the Paul Leeming Lut, I should have mentioned, it costs some money. It costs £30 because he's British. £30. £30. He has a spot of tea. Then he charges you £30. $42, I believe, American, and it's about $50 Canadian. I don't know exactly. So with the Paul Leeming Lut, your life is simple. You white balance, you set your exposure according to the zebras that are in his setup guides. By the way, you can go to his website and read the setup guide for your particular camera. So in my case, the Panasonic GH series, you can go read the setup guide so you know what you're getting into ahead of time. It's super simple. And then that's it. You bring it in post and you stick the LUT on and you have your technically accurate corrective LUT. Now, let's go to the computer. I'm serious this time. Let's go. So I'm here in Final Cut now, and this is the clip straight from the camera, no adjustments made. Now I'll come over here to where it says Camera LUT. I will look for my Leeming Pro 3. He just recently updated this, by the way. So I'll go to the one I'm looking for, which is the Panasonic G Series V log right here. Click on it, and boom. That is pretty much it. As you can see, I don't really need to do much color grading. Now, if you want to look at these here, you can see how accurate this was for exposure. So I just put the zebras, like I say, on my skin tone at 75%, and as soon as I saw the zebras, then I knew that was a good exposure for my skin tone. And here is the exposure. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll draw a mask, because I'm fancy. Draw a mask, look for that. Apply that to the clip, and batoom. Now I'll draw it around these guys here so that you can see. And you see that? What you're really paying attention to here is this one right here, because that is your gray value. Now that is supposedly somewhere around 42 IRE for your middle gray, and there's the 50 line, so it's just under it, and the white is right up here in between. It looks to be about 85 and 92, and that's good, and the black looks good to me as well. So when you take the mask off and you can see the whole image, there it is. Now I will also draw a mask around the colors here. So let's zoom in a bit. All right, I'll draw a mask here just to show you the color accuracy as well of the Leeming Lut. And I will change this to and now this is my vector scope here, and as you can see, all of the lines are pointing where they should to the proper colors. So I'll just go into my saturation and turn that way up so that you can see all the lines are pointing very closely to the squares they're supposed to be. So I'll set my saturation back, and then I will take off my mask. Actually, you know what? Let's move the mask over to show you the skin tones. I shall show you the skin tones. So I'll just slide this over here. This is the skin tone line on the color checker. And for skin tones, you want to be right along this line here. And as you can see, that is very, very close on the line. I like it. Okay, now I'll show you the HLG. So that's just here in the timeline, and it looks terrible when it first gets brought into Final Cut. It's all blown out. Don't worry about it. The luma's crazy high, but as soon as we apply the Paul Leeming Lut here, so Panasonic 3, get the right one. This is HLG 4709, and very, very close. Now, as you can see with the luma, it is if I draw the mask again, very similar to the results we got on the Vlog. Now the colors I find are a tiny bit different. You can see right here with the Panasonic, with the Vlog, that it has richer colors, I think, a little bit. It's a little bit more washed out in the HLG. Still very close and super easy to match these if you were trying to match them. But some people might prefer the way the HLG looks. To me, the skin tones and all that are still extremely close. And there's the Vlog, HLG, Vlog, HLG. And as you can see, it's a bit richer. The blues are a bit richer here. I personally like the way the Vlog works a little bit better, and I find I have to tweak the HLG a little bit more. But you talk about ease of use with HLG, there you go. Yeah, that's your conversion right there, and then grade to taste. Done. You see what I mean? One click of the button, boom. Technically accurate colors. Now I'm free to color grade as much as I want. I can make it super dramatic if I want, or I can make it super natural looking. You just have so much flexibility with all that color information you're getting from the Vlog or the HLG, depending on which one you have chosen. I just wanted to make this quick video because if someone like me can make footage look this gorgeous, imagine what you can do with it. Anyway, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, do all that nonsense. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.